everyone! So this video is going to be a submission to Superwoman's Wall of Happiness project and challenge in order to help create a more positive outlook on life as well as to help motivate myself to move forward and chase my dreams. As Lily said herself, this project is actively taking steps towards happiness, so without any further ado, let me show you my wall. This is what the wall looks like as a whole. I'm a pretty neat person, so I decided to arrange this as a giant rectangle. My wall is divided into 3 sections. On the far left are random quotes that mean something to me, that I believe in. They're also like self-esteem boosters. In the middle are quotes that will help me get over sad times in my life. Last October through February, I went through a really tough time. I cried almost every day to every other day, and I really need some inspirational quotes to pick me back up again. So these are quotes that will get me through these hard times like that in the future. Towards the right hand side are quotes and pictures pertaining to my life personally, including pictures that inspire me to move forward in life, remind me of what I love to do for people, and sort of just motivate me to do better and to push myself and do whatever I want. And these are kind of some of my dreams and wishes that I hope to fulfill in my life. So now I will go through some of the pictures on the wall. I have 3 center pictures, one for each section of my wall. First center item is a picture of a sunset. I'm so obsessed with sunsets that I have 11 pictures of them in my room. First off, I love sunsets because they are so pretty, romantic, very calming, etc. But second, because when I was very little, I asked my dad how a sunset appeared in the sky. He told me that God had painted it for us, and God had made sunsets for us as well as nice home, food, friends, and family. Sunsets had always represented something special for me, therefore I use it as my center picture for the meaningful and random quotes portion of my wall. This quote represents how I believe that if something bad happens to me, there was still a reason why, and I should be grateful for the experience regardless of the situation. Now this quote is written in the language Punjabi, which is the language that I speak, and is also a quote that Superwoman had tattooed on her wrists. It says "Nirbo Nirvair," which represents without fear and without hate. So ever since I was very little, learning this quote, I always thought something special of it. This quote is very important. Never forget who you are. There's also a little picture of Simba from Lion King right there, and I absolutely love Lion King. This quote is definitely important. You should never forget who you are. Kids, cherish your childhood. Growing up sucks. And I thought that was so funny, but I love it because it just reminds me that I'm still a child and I need to cherish my childhood before I grow up. And then, yeah, I mean, I know growing up is gonna suck, so I should cherish my childhood while I have it. This quote, it says, "The more you get to know a person, the more attractive they become to you. Because everything beautiful you see on the inside of them, you'll suddenly be able to see on the outside of them." And I think that's very important. Don't judge a book by its cover. This quote says, "Each memorable verse of a true poet has 2 or 3 times the written content." And this just kind of explains how you have to dig deeper when you're reading poetry. And you can't just assume something by someone's face. A lot of people just wear a mask on themselves, and a lot of people I know have told me that they just wear a mask, they pretend they're happy, so you always have to be careful of what you say. Let it all go. This is pretty much a YOLO. This says, "I think what messes us up the most is that we all have this perfect picture in our minds of how things are supposed to be." And I think this kind of represents how we always just imagine a perfect situation, but there are, like, we should be thankful of what we have, and we shouldn't keep, I mean, we should definitely keep dreaming, but we shouldn't like just keep wanting more and more and more. We should just be thankful for what we have. This one says, "It's the little things that make us smile," and this is something that I use on my Twitter, on my Facebook, on my Instagram. Just the little things, and that's what really matters. You have to believe in yourself in order to believe in anything else. So for the middle section of my wall, I have Carpe Diem as my center picture, and this is Latin for seize the day. This quote really means a lot to me. I decided to put it on my wrists. Superwoman did that with the other quote, "Nirbo Nirvair," so I thought I would do it with Carpe Diem. And that's my hand, so it's not a real tattoo, I just wrote it with a pen, but it really means a lot to me, just It's kind of like a YOLO in a sense, but it's more of just use the day, seize it, and do what's gonna make a better difference for the world and for yourself. This quote reminds me of Superwoman. It kind of represents how you can't, like, you have to sort of break the walls that you put up for yourself. You have to chase your dreams, and if there's any obstacles, you have to just break through them. This quote helps when I'm sad, and it just reminds me that if like a huge drama comes by, or if you're just really sad, you have to remember that it's just a storm and it's gonna pass again and the sun is gonna shine. This is a quote a lot of my friends know me by. Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers just to turn on the light. And this is what Dumbledore said in the Prisoner of Azkaban movie, and I really like this one. It just means that even when you're really sad, depressed, and just like everything is going wrong, just you have to remember to turn back the light on, and you just have to strive for happiness, and you can do it even in the darkest of times when you're thinking of the worst thoughts ever. You can still be happy. Even when you are sad, it's just kind of no. You have to stand up and just, you have to say no to that depression. So you have to be like, no, I'm gonna stand up, I'm not gonna sink. I'm gonna stay happy. Instead of dwelling on the past, it's better to learn from it instead so you don't make the same mistake. List of things that you should be happy about that you have in your life, and other people have it worse. This one is something that a friend wrote. She posted this on Tumblr, and I really love this so much because I mean, whenever I went through a really hard time back last year, I saw this, and this just brought me back up all of a sudden. It just talks about not giving up, and like whatever happens, you know, you're too precious to just throw away your life, and you just have to sort of pick yourself back up, take a risk, try out something new. You never know what can happen. Just don't give up, you know. Like maybe you're in a bad time right now, but later on it's gonna get better. This is the third and final centerpiece for my wall. It says, "You all laugh because I'm different, but I laugh because you are all the same." And I love this quote so much. It means a lot to me. It kind of shows how you need to stand out from the crowd. You shouldn't just be the same as everyone else. Up here represents my home. I live somewhat near the beach. California, whoop whoop. Yeah. And then down here is a picture of a bunch of elephants, and I love elephants so much. They're probably one of my favorite animals. They're so calm, just carefree, and I love their big ears. You can just hide behind them. Like if I ever forget who I am, this is like the most perfect kind of thing. I mean, laughter is like me, like that's just who I am. This just makes me really feel like I've helped people, and it just reminds me of, you know, when I go to Kenya, when I go to Peru, and I go to these like third world countries, you know, you just realize so much how other people have it worse. Since the bottom here are all pictures that sort of have to do with what I like to do for people. I went to Kenya over the summer and helped these kids from my dad's primary school, and I'm in the back right there. So yeah, we decided to help those kids out, and then I tutor kids as well at a local refugee center. So that's one of the kids I tutor.